All right, Broncos Country. So let's talk, because there is some big news that's just come out of the Valley and the joint practices today with the LA Rams. Wide receiver Jerry Jeudy has gone down with what could be a very, very serious injury to his hamstring. This is huge news, not in a good way. I know that the border there says exciting news. It's not exciting news. We've got more that we're going to talk about. But guys, this is the Fresh Squeeze. All right, Broncos Country. So how much are we as Broncos Country going to be forced to endure the collapse of what at the beginning of this offseason seemed like it was going to be an absolutely insurmountable and awesome wide receiver room? First, we lose Tim Patrick. In the same day, we release KJ Hamler. Then on top of that, we've lost Jalen Virgil. Brandon Johnson was hurt. He's back, thank goodness. But who knows what his capabilities are going to be at the moment. So let's look at this. Jerry Jeudy goes down today. And according to the tweet put out by a good friend of the network, which, by the way, this is the Orange and Blue Fresh Squeeze. According to James Palmer of NFL Network's tweet, Jerry caught the ball, landed wrong, seemed to be favoring his hamstring and be very, very visibly angry. The cart had to come out and get him, and then he had to be helped from the cart into the locker room. Now, hamstring injuries, they can mean just about anything. It doesn't mean that it's incredibly serious. It could be something as simple as rest, ice, compression elevation, a little bit of heating pad, and in a couple weeks you'll be right as rain. But before that, we don't know. Until we know, we don't know. So what does this mean for the state of the wide receiver room? I got to tell you guys, I'm nervous. Because right now our depth chart is looking pretty slim at that position. And of course, beyond the depth alone, we just hope that Jerry Jeudy is going to be okay. We hope that he's going to be healthy. We hope that it's not serious. And that he can not only return to form just because we want to see him return to form, but because, hey, it sucks to be injured. We hope that and you'd hope that for anybody. But that being said, our depth is scary. Right now, the only guy that started off this season as the guy that we were knowing was going to look great to us is Courtland Sutton. Beyond that, our depth is Marvin Mims, our rookie, and Brandon Johnson, who's just now returning from injury. You know, we have several other younger guys out there. Of course, Kendall Hinton, who does have a storied history in Denver. But the one thing I've got to say about that is he did not impress me at all in these last two preseason games. So what are the Broncos to do? Are we going to? Who's going to step up? First of all, who can step up to fill the shoes of someone like Jerry Jeudy, which, in my opinion, there aren't many. But two, do the Broncos consider going outside of the current roster, going outside the organization to grab themselves another wide receiver? There are still some notable free agents on the market. Julio Jones, Jarvis Landry, Kenny Golladay, T.Y. Hilton, Sammy Watkins, A.B. Antonio Brown. I mean, it's possible. Is it likely? I don't know. What are Payton and Paton thinking? And with the deep pockets of Walmart behind us, what can we, is there anything that we can make happen before the season? At this point, I've always struggled with character issues, with being willing to have guys with character issues on the roster. It just bothers me on a personal and fundamental level. But at this point, right now, just simply for the Broncos to have some needed depth and experience and hopefully some weaponry, like true weaponry, I'd be willing to overlook character issues at this point. So what are we going to do, guys? We don't know yet. Nothing has been said. Nothing has been put out by Broncos Country. Nothing has been put out by the front office. I mean, obviously, he hasn't even probably been fully evaluated yet. We hope for a quick and speedy recovery to Jerry Jeudy. That's what we here at the Orange and Blue Network hope for you, buddy. But now we got to look at it too. What is this team going to do? Hopefully, we'll know soon, because we've got a game this, and hopefully we can see somebody step up this weekend, this Saturday against LA in the final preseason game in Denver. But if we don't, there's a very short amount of time before the season actually starts. So guys, I know I'm going to fix it so that next time I go into some breaking news, I have the choice of either exciting news or not exciting news. But this is some breaking news that is not so good. So Broncos Country, thank you for joining me today on Orange and Blue Fresh Squeeze. Please make sure before you get out of here that you like, subscribe, share, comment. Find us on social media. Because, guys, we got a lot of other content that coming out each and every day, all week long, all year long. So please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring that little notification bell so you know when we go live. In addition, you can see it in the bottom corner there. If you like audio podcasts, make sure you check us out and subscribe to our podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, be it Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeart Radio. We're on all of them. Guys, thank you for joining me, and we will see you next time here on the Orange and Blue Network. This has been The Fresh Squeeze.